The BMW factory in Spartanburg, South Carolina has been producing cars for 20 years. What made the German car maker head across the Atlantic and set up shop in the USA? BMW's Harald Krüger says there were three reasons. The company saw great potential because of market growth in America. Another important reason was that it meant BMW could generate profits in the USA without being affected by changes in the exchange rate between the euro and the dollar. The third reason was that the company believed the SUV market would continue to develop, and therefore, by starting production in the USA, the BMW brand would also develop. The factory celebrated its 20th anniversary with the release of the new X4, which is being produced exclusively at the Spartanburg plant. It's a smaller version of the X6 and is set to take on the compact crossover SUV market. The X series began with the X5 back in 1999. The X3 and X6 followed. And the cars aren't just made for the American market. About 70% of them are exported to more than 130 countries around the world, including Germany. The differences between the two countries meant BMW had to come up with a new approach here. Harald Krüger says it's important for every employee to have quality as their top priority. BMW has to invest more in education and training in the USA than in Germany. America doesn't have the same training programs as Germany, so people applying for jobs here often don't have the necessary qualifications. But he says each side can learn from the other. The Americans are flexible and positive and really engaged with what's going on. The factory produced almost 300,000 cars in 2013. Some of the decisions on production are also made here. Most of the development takes place in Germany at the Research and Engineering Center. The American factory takes over when production starts. But Harald says some of the decisions are made right here. The factory's running while people are asleep in Germany, so people here need to be able to make decisions quickly. Each series has a development team here in Spartanburg. There's close contact between the two countries. Roland Gour moved from Munich to Spartanburg to help run things here. He's responsible for planning the production of the X4. Roland says a team from the factory went over to Germany during the planning phase for the X4. The Americans who went are now back in the USA, working on production. It's an active exchange between Americans and Germans, and a great network has grown out of that. Charles Jeffrey is another key figure here. He thinks the production team is more closely connected to the creative process than it would be at other companies.
I think the biggest difference is just the innovations and the involvement with the planning and development side of the product. So we don't just build the products here, we're also part of the development process with our partners in Munich and the global network that we have with the other factories.
Anthony Brown started at BMW straight after finishing his studies. He says he's learned a lot about language and culture through working for the car maker.
20 years ago for me, there was nothing here. We actually made the plant for the first time, constructing everything in the main line. And I was able to join the original team to build the very first 318. It was awesome for me being so young to start with BMW at a very early age. Deep-rooted Bavarian, sometimes, it's difficult for the Americans to understand the Bavarians when they're speaking, but that's just the culture, so it takes time, and I guess much more and more practice, I guess, will make it better.
After 20 years, the factory is still growing. BMW is investing $1 billion here and boosting the number of employees. They want to make even more cars in Spartanburg.